Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is April 7th,
The question on everyone's mind is
This
why
is Texan
Fort
TV
Hood,
News
why
from Tarleton
again?
State University
Normally,
campus
it would have
in
been
Stephenville,
routine.
Texas, and I am Thomas Varnado. In today's headlines, Killeen honors the fallen from the Fort Hood shooting, annual silver tap ceremony, man arrested for taking upskirt pictures, ships race to find missing jet, Afghan elections, and the Yukon Huskies are back again. In today's top story in Texas news, at the Tabernacle Baptist Church in Killeen, they are showing their support for the fallen soldiers at Fort Hood by having a special service Sunday in their honor. Now to the video for more information about the service.
The question on everyone's mind is why Fort Hood, why again? Normally, it would have been a routine Sunday service at Tabernacle Baptist Church outside the Texas military base. It then became attributed to the fallen soldiers 4 days before. Pastor Robert Spurbeck told dozens gathered at Tabernacle, "The devil is the author of what happened on Wednesday, but we do know the answer. There is hope." The town says they pray for their military from Fort Hood, where there is a little hope. They need help and are here to help them.
Now, in campus news from tarleton.edu, the annual Silver Tap ceremony will be held Thursday at 8 in Heritage Park. Silver Taps is a memorial service honoring the Tarleton alumni, students, staff, faculty, and friends who have passed since March of 2013. All is welcome to attend, and there is no admission cost. In regional news, the Stephenville Empire-Tribune reports that police arrested a man Friday who allegedly used his cell phone to take pictures underneath a woman's dress at the H-E-B. Mike Durati, 24 years old, was taken into custody at the restaurant where he was working. He has been charged with improper photography or visual recording. A state jail felony bond has been set, and he remains incarcerated at the Erath County Jail. H-E-B's surveillance video captured the images of the party fleeing the store. Those photos were posted online within an hour. Police were tipped off that the suspect was Durati. The victim identified Durati in a photo lineup Friday afternoon, and later that evening he was taken into custody. Durati has a lengthy criminal history dating back to 2008. Durati has been arrested for criminal mischief, furnishing alcohol to minors, driving with an invalid license, burglary of habitation, and criminal trespassing in the past. And now, today's national and international news from the Associated Press. British ships with sophisticated sound locating equipment arrived on Monday. They went to determine whether the underwater sounds picked up by Chinese ship crew was using a handheld device came from the missing Malaysia airplanes, black boxes. Britain reported that the HMS Echo had arrived in the new area. It will be in a race against time to determine the noises because the battery-powered pingers that emit sounds from the black boxes are on the verge of dying out. An official who spoke on the condition of autonomy because he was not authorized to talk to the media said Indonesia authorities confirmed that the plane did not show up on their military radar. The plane could have deliberately flown around Indonesia airspace to avoid detection, or may have coincidentally traveled out of the radar range, the official said. Houston, the search coordinator, said there had been correction to the satellite data that investigators have been using to calculate the plane's flight path. As a result, starting on Monday, the southern selection of the current search zone will be given higher priority than the northern part. The signals detected by the Chinese ship were in the southern section, Houston said. In international news from the Associated Press, Afghans and the international community hailed the nation's presidential election as a triumph of democracy over violence Sunday, despite complaints about ballot shortages and sporadic fraud, after millions of people braved the Taliban threat to vote for a new president. But some cautioned against declaring a premature defeat of the Islamic militants. Securing the vote was a test for Afghan government forces as they prepare to take full responsibility for their own security as the U.S. and allied forces end their combat mission at the end of this year. The consensus was that they largely passed through there was sporadic violence, fears of fraud, such as a ballot box. Stuffing and government interference were high after the last presidential election. This time, most of the candidates deployed thousands of observers to monitor polling centers. The official panel overseeing complaints said people have until the end of Monday to report any suspect issues. So far, the Electoral Complaints Commission received 2,000 complaints ranging from polling centers running out of ballot papers, interfaced by elections, workers and government employees, and in some cases by the observers themselves. Spokesman Nadar Mussini said in sports from the Associated Press, the Connecticut Huskies are back in familiar position, undefeated and playing for a national championship. They'll be going for an unprecedented 9th national championship after Brenna Stewart scored 18 points and the Huskies advanced to another title game with 75-56 win against Stanford on Sunday night. The Huskies hit 4 of their first 5 shots in starting the half with an 8-3 run. Okawame's three-pointer with 19 minutes and 1 second left, making it 30-27. Was as close as the Cardinal would get to the stretch UConn pushed within 21 the final minute, set up the Huskies' next game. Today's weather is precedented to mostly cloudy in the morning and then partly with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunderstorms in the afternoon, and a high in the upper 60s. According to Yahoo Weather, today's broadcast was produced by Slayton Hatley and Bernice Tompkins. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook. I'm Thomas Varnado. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.